Healing stick here, and it was very important for me to take Tonka and Ike and work them out in the country. Tonka has started healing in the city, and he'll do 200 feet or something, and it's very important for me to transition this out into the country. Each time you do something with your dog, it makes it that more difficult. So it was important for me to go out there and work with Ike and do straight lines of healing. And what I'm using here is a healing stick, and the reason why I'm using it is it's a visual cue to help the dog understand where heel is. Now Ike knows heel, but we're using the healing stick so that Tonka gets accustomed to it, because if I need to use it with Tonka, which I don't think I will, he'll be used to it. So we're using a healing stick, and a healing stick is a very flexible stick, and it doesn't hurt. You can smack yourself on it with it, and it doesn't hurt. As you see, it's painless. So it's a visual cue, and you can bounce it off the dog's chest. Okay, and that's how it's used. So as you see, I'm smacking myself with it. Think of it like the end of a fishing pole or something. It's real bendy. So it's not a whip, and you're not beating the dog, and it's underneath, so they don't have this like, you know, never use an object. Never hit your dog with an object or anything. That's not what I'm doing. If you had a cylindrical tube or something, and you know it's hollow, the dog sees it as an object. If you smack the dog with it, they're going to wince or something. It's like I tell a lot of people, like, watch out petting the dog. Don't bring your hand down on its head, because you'll cause them to, like, you know, they'll see it coming out of their peripheral vision. But the healing stick, it's down low. You hold it like either like an umbrella, or I hold it like a fork, sort of, and you just bounce it off the dog's chest, and they can see it there, and they can see, well, I'm not supposed to go past this line. It's a boundary for the dog to help teach it heel. I also use it to slap it on the side of my leg, you know, instead of like using my hand, because my hand, man, it smacks, it hurts. But with the healing stick, I can smack it on my leg and make a noise, and it, you know, come here, heel. So it was very important to get out there in the country and start Tonka healing, because he has to do that out in the country too, as well as the city. And you know, the number one mistake that a lot of people make is they go to the country and they're like, oh look, I get to take my dog off of a leash. Fuck that, don't do that. In my backyard, man, I have Tonka on a leash. I could let him run around and do whatever, but you don't want to start that. Don't do that. Keep your dog on a leash for a long time, and keep your dog next to you at heel, and you know, teach your dog that way. If you just give your dog free rein, man, you're going to end up with a big problem on your hand, because the dog at some point isn't going to be listening to you, and it's going to find out that it's a lot faster than you. And I just talked about this, like in a long race during the summer, man, we're so much faster than the dog, but in the backyard, are you kidding me? You'll never catch that dog. No fucking way, man. They're fast as shit. So, so we went out in the country, and right now what you're watching here is just me working with Ike and Tonka, and we're just doing heel, and we're doing straight lines. And that's what you do first. You teach the dog how to do a straight line. And you know, with the puppy and Ike, it's difficult, because the puppy, you know, sees this big dog next to him and wants to screw around with Ike and screw him on with the leash and everything. With the puppy, this is a 13-week-old puppy, he's doing great, but it really is, it's like, man, you're riding this wave, you know, it's just like they're crazy. So he's doing real good. And I didn't start out teaching Tonka with Ike on that side. A matter of fact, I used another dog that doesn't know heel, but just kind of naturally stays beside me. So I put that dog on the right-hand side, and I put Tonka on the left-hand side, and that way it's a little monkey see, monkey do, so the dog can see another dog staying at heel, staying beside me. So, you know, Tonka sees that, well, maybe that's what I'm supposed to do too, and if he doesn't, I have started doing corrections. And keep this in mind, I usually say 4 months is the point where I start doing corrections with the dog, but it depends on the maturity of the dog. This is a dog that lives inside with me and is living with a professional trainer, so I bumped it up a few weeks. So he started getting a correction right at 13 weeks, and it was important that this happened, because what was happening was, he's a German shorter hair, he'd just go straight out and get at the end of his leash and he'd be choking himself. So I started giving him a correction to teach him, no, stay at heel, man. I need you right here, not in front. You know, that doesn't make any sense. So when I say 4 months, that's about the time you should probably do it. If this is an outdoor dog, go to the 4 months, because, you know, it doesn't have that interaction, this daily interaction that like indoor dogs do. So I think it's very positive for a dog to live inside someone's house. I think that's very important, and it helps the dog learn quicker, and you can start giving it corrections sooner. But keep in mind, the corrections are light, they're very light, and it's a quick snap. So if you don't know how to do this, then contact the trainer and have them show you how to do this, because if you don't, you could hurt the dog's neck and trachea. So if you can't see this in the video, but I have a very wide collar on Tonka, and you know, come on, it's a correction. That's what I train people to do. So Tonka's doing great, as you see, and here he is walking next to Ike.